Words are not profane when they have a purpose. Please prepare yourself for this true life story. You're about to go on a ride like you've never been on before. Oh, shit! Were the last words I remember. Staring up at a crowd of grown men and women who are crying, I could not see that I was somehow tangled within myself. Still, on the grass, too scared to look in my eyes with the depth of look in theirs. Strange faces surround me. I could hear someone getting sick. I'm desperately searching for a familiar face, someone that could tell me what was really going on. All that was going through my mind was that I was supposed to be heading home to see my brother. Now I can't even see what's going on. I still can hear familiar voices of friends telling me to stay calm. But I know something just isn't right. I saw the brightest of bright, almost like it was white. But it wasn't. And there was nothing to look at. One voice stood out to me while I was momentarily blinded. I heard a confident, soothing voice say, "You will be all right. You die, your body relieves itself." I knew then what I had to do. Please, tell my daughter I love her. I was talking about both of my daughters, but he really only knew my youngest, JC. Those words were not going to be my last, but I felt wholeheartedly they were while I was laying there with my entire left side of my body broken, torn open, and excruciating pain that no words I ever heard will ever be able to explain. This was something I've never felt before. Please, tell her I'm sorry. And I love her with all my heart. People were no longer trying to talk to me. It was like only Billy, Joey, and I were there. I started to get really tired at this point until I had a sudden shock take over my entire body. This was death. This was the feeling that I never wanted to truly know, but was always curious about how it would feel when it happened. The paramedics were there cutting my clothes off. I was pleading with them to let me take my jacket off myself. Funny how you try to keep things that really don't matter. The jacket was one of the things that helped me keep my body in one piece. Plus I paid $600 for it. I was reminded with every touch on how bad the accident really was. You could hear it in my screams. It was human torture at its finest hour. Once the paramedics put me on a stretcher, most people noticed that my agonizing screams had stopped. They thought for sure I was dead. Please, just don't let me die. I'm not ready to die yet. I couldn't speak anymore. I started to do the only thing I felt was right. I asked for forgiveness. And I prayed, "Our Father, who art in heaven." I almost died, Joe. You think? Those are the greatest sarcastic words I ever heard. Staring up through some woozy, tired eyes, I knew Mark was standing over me. I was just coming out of a coma. He stood there talking to me as someone went to get my family. What was going on? I knew I had crashed my bike, but I feel like it just happened like a few hours ago. The door opened to my right. I was not prepared for what was about to happen. You're in big trouble, mister. My eyes watered up. The tears started to roll down. Through my blurred vision, I could see perfectly where this precious little voice was coming from. Soft-spoken words so beautiful. It humbled me to know she was right. "I know, sweetie. Daddy knows. I'm so sorry. Is all that would come out. Not realizing how my actions would affect so many people. How my fun became the epitome of everyone else's pain. JC knew at the age of 8 what big trouble was. As she came to my side to hold my hand, right then I knew I was alive. How could I not be? This was the reason I made it. She was the strength that I needed to survive. I didn't want to let go of this petite, soft hand that gave me such comfort to know that I just lived through what most people will never be able to understand. Trials and tribulations have added new meaning to my already remarkable life. Nurse, please, can you get the other nurse, Jeanette? She's my daughter's grandmother. I think she went to go get Medea. How is it this lady, the very one that helped take my lovely, beautiful daughter away from me, is the same nurse bringing me back to health? I didn't even know she was a nurse. It has been over 5 long years since I've seen Medea. Jeanette is finally letting her be a part of my life again? I'm so happy it was worth the crash. I can see it now, clear as day. The tubes that were coming out of my ribs, the bag that I had on both sides, the stitches that laced up my left side like a Timberland boot. Even the staples that went across my front pelvic area like railroad tracks. Mom. And that's it. No other words would come out. Mom. But it was like she already knew what I was trying to say. How could I tell her I would never walk again? I was always her rock. I couldn't bring myself to say all the words. But I didn't have to. She said, "You listen to me, Jason. You are my fucking son. You have very good doctors here, but they don't know what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to my baby boy. They don't know you like I know you. They don't know my son. You're gonna walk again. You hear me? You're gonna fucking walk again." I cried. I cried like I never cried before. But once my mom was done telling me I was gonna walk again, I didn't deny it. And I wasn't about to piss her off any more than she already had. That stuck with me. Although I've always been her rock, what she didn't know was that she just became mine. I'm so lost right now. I don't know what to do. I'm so confused, I don't have a clue. Where I'm going or where I'm coming from, what I'm doing, I feel like a bum. My life is so upside down. If I don't slow it up, I'll be laid on the ground. Please, someone help me before I can't be helped. I'm lost right now. I need to be felt. I feel my life just slipping away. I'm going to wake up soon to death one day. Hasn't anyone ever heard a grown man cry before? It's not like a woman when her tears roll from her beautiful face to the floor. It's more like a closed door. I know it's not obvious to see the signs, but look real close. Inside, I'm crying like a little boy that just seen a ghost. I'm so lost right now. I don't know what to do. I'm so confused. I don't have a clue. Let's recap so far as far. So far you heard my pain come out of my pleasure. As far as you can tell, my pleasure is my pain. If only words can explain what feelings feel like. Not like when you're writing or when you ride a bike. If only words could truly feel what real words were like, then you would be able to understand how I could feel as I'm writing a poem. I'm writing what comes out. As I'm writing my memories, my true feelings will come out. I sit here pouring out the present time of my life to you. As I'm reading and reminiscing this poetry with you, all these emotions come flooding back in. In my mind, it replays like a classic old movie or your favorite old song that has more meaning than just some old movie and a dumb song. Lost is what I was before September 24th, 2005. My entire perspective on life was based on what I've seen to that point. Since then, lost has become found. I sat there 2 weeks before the 24th feeling as life just had led me astray. I had no direction, no control over my life. Now, let me stop right here, because I am responsible for every choice I have made. Not fully thinking out my consequences to my decisions is my own ignorance. These newly profound words that I see are letting me take responsibility for my actions, my prayers, my life as you see. What I need you to feel from me is all honesty is in the pain that I feel right before the joy has set me free. Right before death's eyes can appear for you to see. Living life fast will always have the same ending result. You will find yourself asking, where did all the time go? How could life just pass by that fast? How could this be it? The end is not near. The end is here. That's it. No more. What I did not know now that I didn't know at that time is if I was being lost, how could I be found? In the game of life, they say there are two types of players. Those that play the game and those that make the game play. Go back to lost. Reread and hear what I have to say. Take a second look at a situation. Please understand and have some patience. You will not understand everything I have to say when you first read. You will not understand my thought process when you first see it. Even if you were raised with my parents on these unchanged streets and these same schools wearing the identical clothes, and God only knows. But it just wouldn't be the same. Life deserves a second look, so don't short yourself and be the worst crook. Stealing your own perception, denying yourself true vision over your own life is not stealing, it's deceiving. Perception is everything. How you see it changes how you will feel about it. How you feel about it will make you live life to the fullest, whatever that may be. Don't ever give yourself limitations. We cannot restrict ourselves to the old rules that we once knew and understood. Childlike actions will bring about parent-like decision making. Set yourself free from the unnecessary punishment. Learn the lessons from your choices, not the repercussions of your actions. When do you know you've been through enough hurt, pain, and anguish inside? When it's time to say goodbye, will you run or will you stand there showing your feelings and cry? Could you handle the truth while you stand there broken-hearted, lonely, staring up at the sky? If I left this world without saying goodbye, could you please fall to your knees telling the Lord the reasons why? I won't tell you no false promises. I will not tell you a lie. Heaven's gates are what I pray for when I die. No, I can't, and I won't let myself be denied. I'm just trying to share with you a piece of my life from inside. This is who I am. These are my fears. You can't tell me no different. I've been having them for years. Thank you for tuning into this true life story. As you now can see, I'm no longer walking. I'm gliding through life.